hello. So just a little intro before the video actually starts. So the video is going to be about how we get from this original picture to this final finished product with the dividing wall and the garden gate. I'm going to talk you through each stage. I'm not actually going to show you the work taking place as we're too busy working, but we will have a little break between each stage and talk about what we're doing and what we have done and why we've done it. So hopefully you might get something out of this video and enjoy watching. Thank you. Hello there. So today, well not today, we've just started a refurbishment of this 3-story 4-bedroom house. There's a lot of work we're going to be doing. So there have been loads of YouTube videos from this house over the coming months. But the first one is we're going to be building, the client has a dog who she needs to be able to lock in the kitchen area. So we're going to be building a false wall, like a partition wall, just about 112 centimeters high, going across to here. And then a garden style gate just to go there so she can open and close it and let the dogs in and out. So that's the job coming up. So this is the first video just showing you the area before we start. So I'll have a little show of I've actually made a little bit of a start already and then remembered I needed to do a video. So this is the first part, at the minute it's just a batten on the wall, but that will then be framework built all the way to the edge of the island there. I'm going to fit it over the top of the nice wooden flooring, and we're going to glue it to the island, because at a later date, if she decides she wants to remove this false wall for any reason, I want it so that she can remove it and still have a nice floor and still have a nice island. So we're not going to damage any of that. We're going to build it in a way where it can be removed later if needed. And the only thing that will be needed will be a bit of filler and stuff on the wall where we've attached the battens. So that's the plan. So I'll do a little update, a little video each day, just to update you and show you where we're at. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy watching. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello. So stage 1 is complete. Built a wooden framework. You already saw the bit on the side there attached to the wall anyway, then the cross sections. This is all going to have plasterboard fitted over the surface, then skimmed with plaster, skirting boards fitted. Plasterboard both sides, of course. Then this side, there's going to be the gate, as you know, and we're going to do a nice decorative top along the top of there as well. Just going to show you what we've done, because, like I said on the past video, we want to be doing this in a way where it can be removed at a later date if needed. So there's been nothing screwed into this framework. It's literally, it looks a bit messy, but it's all going to be inside the wall, so I haven't put any time and effort to tighten it up, but literally the whole lot's been glued in place. I've got these little bits of MDF there because this isn't level, so we've made it level by packing it out with the MDF. So it's literally all glued. It's going to be strong as anything. It's not going to be weak. It'll be totally strong enough as if we'd screwed it in. It's glued all over. So yeah, that is the plan. So at a later day, if it wants to be removed, we can literally just remove the framework. It's going to be a bit of work scraping off all the old adhesive from this surface, but it'll come off okay. Okay, so that is where we are at so far. Okay, thank you. Right then, so the next video, the next part we're at, we've fitted this is effectively going to be a shelf for the top, more of a nicer looking piece of wood, as well as the side that the gate's going to be bolted onto, or sorry, locked onto when it's closed. It's a much nicer finished piece of wood than the framework inside that you're never going to see. There's literally just 2 pieces of wood, attached to the existing framework, which is quite easy to do. The more tricky part and the more time-consuming part is, we need to try and get a bit of a close-up for you. It all needs to be rounded off and sanded off, and the 2 pieces need to be sanded in position so that it's quite a nice, smooth, perfect, clean lines between the different pieces. And all the edges need sanding, just so they're not a sharp splinter hazard, all the way down on both sides. So the work on this is just getting the wood nice and looking good, and no splinter hazards. So anyway, that's that. So the next job is plasterboarding. So we're going to fit some plasterboard across this framework on both sides. So that'll be the next video. Right, cheers, bye. Hello, so we have now plasterboarded it, and all the filler you see there is where the screws have screwed into the framework to hold the plasterboard in place. Done the first bead of decorator's cork along the edges. There, look. There's going to need another bead. It always shrinks a little bit and we'll normally do two coats. So you can see there's a gap there where it's shrunk a little bit as it's dried. So it'll be a second bead of caulk all the way around. Sand the filler. Skirting boards needed. Then we need a bit of wood on the wall there for the gate itself to hang from, and then it'll be install the gate. So I'll show you the other side as well. So a similar sort of thing this side. So again, a little bit of skirting board down there. A little bit of sanding of filler. Put 2 more screws in, so we've got more filler over them 2 screws. A bit more caulk again to finish it off nicely. Then it'll be ready for painting. So next step is finish prepping this wall, sanding the filler, recaulking, and then I'll build the framework on there. And then the gate's going to come tomorrow, I think, so then I'll be fitting the gate tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Hello, so we are at the point where the dividing wall is pretty much finished, just needs painting, and we will fit some skirting board along the bottom on both sides to match what's already there. We've got this is the upright for the gate itself to hang from, which will be going on tomorrow. Everything is prepped, filled, caulked, looking good, ready for painting. All them gaps I showed you on the last video have been recaulked, so they're gone. There's loads more filling and sanding to sort of smooth things over and make things look pretty, fill in the knots, you know. Recaulked this side again as well. A bit more filling was needed this side, and again we need a bit more skirting board on the bottom of there. So yeah, we are pretty much at the point. We are ready for the gate, ready for skirting board, ready for painting. This upright here, well, what I wanted to do, I wanted to match this upright to this so it was consistent from both sides. However, this upright was not quite as, it's only 15mm deep, this upright, whereas the skirting board's 18mm deep. So it wouldn't really have worked. So I've basically done like a notched cut out of the upright and blended it into the skirting board. So once that's all painted, it should just blend in and look all consistent. Exactly, so it needs a bit more filler on there, I think. I've just noticed, but yeah. So there you go, that's where we're at. So next video will be the gate going on. All right, thank you, bye-bye. Hello, so we now have a gate, as you see. This gate is a bit too tall. It's going to come to about here. It's also too wide. It's going to come to about here. So what I'm doing, you can already see I've taken off 2 of the slats already. I'm going to take off all the slats, and we're going to lose one of them altogether. And then we're going to rebuild it, but with a smaller gap, and get the width of it to the exact size for the opening. And then it'll be, I'm going to put it in position first, and then I can have a look at the height of it and make a judgment call on how much height to take off, so it looks as good as we can get it to look in terms of the height as well. The only other thing with this one as well, it's quite rough timber. It was a cheap one from Amazon. I'm going to get you a bit of a close-up so you can see what I'm talking about. It was a cheap one from Amazon, so it's just basically rough bits of wood all screwed together. So you can see like the texture of it is quite, well, it's unfinished. It's just sort of rough looking wood, and if we try painting that, it's going to look terrible because the client does want it painted. So as I'm taking out each individual piece off, and these 2 have already been done, we're heavily sanding them with an electric sander to smooth off the wood at the same time as rebuilding it to the correct size. So if you have like a look at that compared to, so we've got really bad shadows, we've got downlights in this place. Have a look at that compared to what was there. You can see it's quite smooth in comparison to that being really rough as a builder's elbow, basically, isn't it? So yeah, we're not just adjusting the size of the gate to fit the space, also sanding it every last piece down quite heavily with the electric sanders to get a nice smoother finish surface for when we paint it. So that is today's job, is getting this gate ready. Basically making a bespoke gate out of a pre-bought gate, which, you know, it's fine. The gate was only a cheap thing from Amazon. It was like 50 quid or something. So it still works out cheaper to buy it pre-bought and then make the bespoke version out of the pre-bought one with all the sanding than it would be to make one fully bespoke from scratch and get exactly the same nice looking finish. So that's the way forward. So yeah, next video will be the gate all fully ready and ready for hanging. All right, thank you, bye-bye. Hello, so we are at the point where we have sanded the hell out of this gate. Spent pretty much all day yesterday, literally just on the electric sander, sanding it. Spent so much time filling it, caulking it, prepping the hell out of it. We just want it to look really nice, ready for paint. We need a really nice sort of smooth surface with no gaps. The paint just looks so much better when it's got a nice prepped surface. So I'm just going to show you what we've done to it, just so you can see. So as you can see, there's pretty much like filler on every surface. Sorry about the lighting, we've got downlighters in here. So like all the white that you see is filler. And all these gaps, let's see, I'm going to zoom in a bit. All these gaps like that have been caulked. There's a little wipe down, I've just done it. There you go, perfect now. So where the two pieces of wood meet each other, they get caulked and the flat surfaces get filled. So I spent a lot of time and effort just getting this gate looking, just to get it ready for painting, really. Flip it over so you can see the other side. The other side, not quite as much work, but also we've had to fill over all the screw holes. You can see there, like where the screws were, we filled over them, so there are no visible holes from the screws. So next job is going to be getting the height of it right. So we're going to have to, well, you know where we're fitting it, we're fitting into that gap over there, and between that and the false wall that we've already built. So I'm just going to show you where it's going to go and what the plan is for it. So obviously the width is good, we're happy with the width, we're happy with the prep. Now it's just the height we need to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the height down. So we're going to lose these rounded bits and we're going to have a square top. And the square top is going to go in line with the two upright pieces of wood all the way across. So it's going to be quite nice in terms of how it looks, in terms of just being a continuous flow from one side to the other. We're also going to trim a little bit off the bottom, so there's a bit of a gap. And what we also want to do is we want to make sure this Z section stays exactly in the middle. So we want to take the same amount off the bottom as we do off the top. So it's just like symmetrical top to bottom. Do you see what I mean? So that'll be the next job. So that'll be the next video you see. So thank you for watching, and yeah, I look forward to doing that video. Hello. So we have a gate that has been sanded and cut to size. As you can see, as we planned, we've got a nice line of slats along the top that match the height of the surrounding woodwork. I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, it all needs a lot of painting. It's going to be tons of painting to go on there, especially this, the gate itself. This is a pressure treated wood, which means they force a chemical into the wood, which gives it that green color. And that's what makes it waterproof. It's designed to be outside, obviously, in the rain. So when you paint this sort of green stuff, you've got to paint it very carefully. You have to use a proper, like a shellac style primer, something that's really going to stop that green chemical seeping through the paint, almost like a stain blocking primer at the same time. So anyway, there's going to be quite a bit of painting on it, but at the point we're at is it's done, apart from painting. So, well, and the skirting boards, we've got to do a little bit of skirting boards on the bottom on both sides as well. So I'm just going to show you it opening and closing. There you go. We have a gate that opens and closes. Always a good thing for a gate. I'm going to show you the other side as well. I will do more videos. I'll do another video, maybe another video during the painting stage, and perhaps another video after the painting. Well, definitely another video after the painting stage to show you the final finished product, what it looks like. Also fitted a bolt on the back of here. This needs to come off again later for painting, but the client is going to be here a little bit over the coming weeks before we even get to painting. She's got a dog she wants to lock in here, so we've fitted the bolt already so she can lock the dog away in the kitchen, basically. And that's the whole point of this whole wall, is she's got this dog and she wants to be able to isolate it from the rest of the house. So he'll have access to the garden, which is at the back, and he'll have his little dog basket down in this corner, as she said, which would be nice for him. And then he won't be chewing up the rest of the house. So that is the whole purpose of it. Anyway, there we are. So apart from painting, we are done, apart from a little bit of skirting board down there and a bit on the other side as well. But again, that'll get done later. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye-bye. All right, hello there. So we're a bit further on in the job. It's actually been about a month, maybe even 6 weeks since the last time you saw this. We are at the point where, well, you can see we've got quite a bit of paint on there. It's not finished yet. It needs one more coat of paint on the wall on the woodwork. You may notice we now have a skirting board, which was always the plan. What you might not notice, let me show you, is we now have a second shelf. Actually, I'll take you off the stand and I'll show you properly. The client decided she wanted this to be wider rather than matching the size of what's here. She wanted a wider shelf for storing stuff on, so we basically just fitted another shelf over the top of what was there. So it no longer lines up with the top of the gate, but she said she wasn't bothered. That's what she wanted. She just really wanted this bigger shelf. And you know, that's fine. Clients get what they want, don't they? So, yes, we have skirting board, we have paint, we have a gate. It's all a bit messy at the minute though, we're not finished yet. There's things like paint on the hinges, which will obviously be cleaned off. And like I said, it all needs another coat of paint as well, which I'm going to get my illustrious colleague Peter to do a coat of paint after this video. And I will actually record him doing it as well, so you can actually watch him. Probably speed it up times 20 or something there, so it won't be too boring. But yeah, we're nearly there with it. So just a little bit of a clean up of hinges and stuff, and another coat of paint, and we are there. So it'll be this video, and then a video of Peter doing what he's doing with the paintwork, and then it'll be the final video to show you the finished, cleaned up products. Hello again. So we're on the last day of the job, well, maybe a few hours on Friday, but as you can see, we are almost finished, cleaned up, looking good. Paintwork's done, as you saw my colleague Peter doing on the last video. Really pleased with it. I think it looks great. There's a desired purpose of separating the kitchen with the lounge, which is what the client wanted, to keep her dogs in the kitchen side of it. She's really pleased. She's got everything she wanted. It looks, well, it blends in quite nicely with the rest of the room. I did have a little concern that it might look a bit odd, to be honest, having a dividing wall separating the two rooms, but I don't think it does. I think it looks perfectly fine. So yeah, very happy with it. I'm going to show you around a bit closer, take you off the thing. So we have perfect paintwork, absolutely spot on paintwork, lovely skirting boards. We have cleaned all the gunk off the hinges, so the hinges look perfect now, as does the lock itself. So yeah, beautiful. From what that started off as, that garden gate, it was a complete mess. It was green and just such a horrible texture on the wood, which is really cheap wood. Put so much work into the filling and sanding and caulking of it, and you know, it all makes such a difference when you get to this stage. You can really see your hard work and that it was worth doing, you know. So it does look pretty awesome, I've got to say, even if I do say so myself. Even though one of me that did half of it, there's my colleague Peter. Credit where credit's due. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.